Welcome back to Cooking by Approximation. We're doing it this way. No Joshua Weissman crypt. We're just doing it this way. I'm sorry. You can do this in pan if you like, but then you'd have to cook the noodles in a pot. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it this way. So you're going to take your pot. And you're going to put it on medium heat. Medium heat. Then you're gonna put your butter in. Honestly, I like using a lot more just because I'm fat. So I'm just gonna let that go. Now, granted, if you had little pieces of chicken, pork, or bacon or something, this would be the time where you'd put it in. You would put the butter in normally afterwards, but we have no meat in the house because we're poor. So we're just using butter, and it's not even normal butter, it's country crock, so what can you do? One of the things I like to do is just put a little smattering of water in while the butter discombobulates, just so, it gets a little cooked through without necessarily burning. Once it starts going like that, you're going to take a little smattering of minced garlic. Bite the bullet, get the big thing, it lasts for fucking ever. That sautés, you can dice some onions, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're going to use this magical thing called Trader Joe's Fire Roasted Bell Peppers and Onions. These things they taste amazing. They are the best fucking thing on the planet. And even if you, like me, and are a petulant child and hate vegetables, you get these and they taste great and they are a great addition. Highly recommend them. Once those have been together for a little bit, you're going to start adding a little bit of soy sauce. I say a little bit as I heavy-handed blast that shit with it. You add a smattering of gochujang. This is where you're going to get a good chunk of your flavor. It's fermented red pepper paste. Highly recommend. And it honestly is delicious, although you do need fat and sugar to cut it. Speaking of sugar, Southern-style sweet tea rules apply here. You can always do more, you can never have less. I know I said that wrong, but it's kind of deliberate. You do want to add a good chunk of sugar to this, if I'm being perfectly fucking honest. Look at it, it should kind of have that viscosity look to it. It's at this point, you're going to take a tiny amount of water, about enough to fill a vessel like this. And we're going to stick that in there, just to make it so the water can sort of caramelize, but without everything burning. And we're just going to let that simmer for a little bit without changing the heat really at all. While it's simmering, you can do it. I would recommend putting in your seasoning packet now and, doing the whole rigmarole. Get the fuck out. I can only do this with one hand. This is where you get the sort of umami-esque type of flavor from. And we're just going to let that simmer for a little bit longer. Once you see those bubbles bubbling in a type of way that's kind of like when you boil sugar and water together, that's how you know it's basically ready for the next step, which is basically... Hold on, I have to pause because I can't do this with just one fucking hand. Basically take 2 of these things of water. 1, 2. And then with that... we're going to put the fucking ramen in. And then we're going to just take a lid. Where's the lid? Oh, there's the lid. And then we're just going to stick that on. Put that bitch on high. And wait about 2 minutes for this to get done. Alright, I lied. You probably are going to want to, given it's on high, you're probably going to try and flip this shit. At least... There we go. But you still want to do it for 2 minutes. A second to sort of split the ramen up. Get it all completely submerged. This is the texture at 2 minutes. Honestly, if you wanted to take this longer, you could. And honestly, I think I might. Yeah, that's enough of that. We're going to take this shit. We're going to dump it in a bowl. Just get all that good shit out. Whoa! I missed. liberal news media wants you to say, hoes don't get cold.
So, where are we at? It was good, doesn't it? I mean, for what it is. Honest to God, this is the meal that has sustained me since I've basically been homeless, or borderline homeless, and living in abject poverty since beginning of last year. Are we out of paper towels? Regardless, I was been making some rendition of this since I was in living with Meadow when we were still together back at Brookside for that year. It's generally good because it allows me to not only eat something that is delicious and I like, but also most of the time I'm living with people that cannot handle spice, so it's just for me. Probably the most expensive thing on here, or the most annoying thing to get, it's not necessarily expensive, is probably the fire roasted vegetables from Trader Joe's. They are delicious. Definitely grab them if you can. But the nice part about a stir fry like this is that the seasoning packet, the gochujang, and the soy sauce are such overwhelming flavors that anything you add to this is just texture, and you're doing that for simply sustenance. So adding protein to it, vegetables to it. It's a great way to eat these things if you don't actually want to pay for it. But even so, the part of the reason I like the fire roasted vegetables is that when you eat them on here, the flavor comes through. So yeah, that's today's lazy ass cooking by approximation. Go away.
Fast forward 30 seconds, skip the ad. Thank you so much for supporting HIMediaTV. If you want to support us without actually giving any money and you want to do more than just watching the video, please consider signing up for Acorns. Our referral link can be found here on the bounty board in our Discord. Using Acorns, I think, is a very, very good option for people who don't necessarily want to think about investing. God knows I don't want to think about it. And it passively invests for you by taking $5 out of your account at a time.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to talk to me outside of this video, outside of live streams, or just join the community and be a part of it, you can do so at himedia.gg/discord. Discord links there. We'd love to have you. And given the financial situation of the economy right now, I know this is a tall ask, but if you have the scratch to spare, please consider donating and becoming a supporter at himedia.gg/tip. All of our perks are serviced through our Discord channel, including early access videos, exclusive videos, and more. Your generosity is a blessing, and $1 a month is a boon to my mental health. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.